So I feel like a little bit of a broken record when I say this, and I've been saying it for over a decade, and almost no one ever does it. And everyone who does it thanks me. Like, I don't know anybody who's done this that wasn't happy. So if you think about, let's start with the idea of trust. I believe the number one asset any of you have is the trust of your current clients. And then sort of moving outwards, the trust of your current clients, the trust of the prospective clients you've already spoken to, the trust of strangers who might run into you, the trust of your community, and then collectively the trust of the world, which we have very little of in our industry, but we're trying to change that, right? That trust is the number one asset. And so to me, when I first started thinking about this, and this was Seth Godin's work that first got me thinking about this, was trust and permission are the sort of number, and the permission is permission to communicate again, right? Like that exchange is so, I don't want to overuse this word, but like the word that keeps coming to mind to me is sacred. Like you raising your hand, you have no idea how much this means to me. You raising your hand and say, Carl, I will give you permission to communicate with me again, is such an honor, right? Like it's the most valuable thing I have. People like you on a list, on an email list, is the most valuable thing I have. If it went away, I would have nothing, right? That permission. And I can make the same argument for you. The trust you have of your current clients is the number one asset you have. If it went away, and it's not hard to imagine things you could do to make it go away, we see them in the paper all the time. If it went away, you'd have nothing. And so I always wondered, like, where does that trust live? If it's an asset, where, well, I mean, on the balance sheet, we might call it goodwill, right? But where does it actually live? And to me, if you combine the idea of permission to communicate again and trust as a valuable asset, I'm just thinking, like, how do we do permission at scale? And how do we do trust at scale? Well, where does that thing live? To me, the easiest place and the most durable place for that thing to live is in an email list, right? The easiest way for me to have permission to communicate with you again is an email list. It's certainly not on any other platform, because on those other platforms, I'm just like a content renter, a platform renter, right? I'm a permission renter. Like if I'm on Twitter, I mean, all you have to do is ask a few people that built their business on MySpace what it feels like to have the platform change, right? So, but email, and I don't really care, it could actually be physical mail, right? Like it could be a mailing address. I've given you permission to communicate with me again. So at the heart of ways to use this content, just at the heart at which we need to kind of set a baseline, to me, lives an email list. Greetings, Carl here. The clip you just watched was just a teeny little sneak peek of what went on at Volume 1 Camp, which was a 3-hour private workshop for the participants of our sold out project called Volume 1. If you would like to be sort of in the loop when we do another creative project like this one, just tell me where to send your invitation by clicking on the link below and entering your email address. Thanks, my friends.